And live from Moscow, this is RT. Straight to our breaking news this hour. Palestine wins its bid for improved status at the UN with an overwhelming majority. The General Assembly voted to upgrade the autonomy to the position of a non-member observer state being the crucial word here. Now, joining me live for more is RT's Paula Sleer in Tel Aviv and Gaza-based activist Harry Fear. But first, let's go to Marina Portnaya, who is in New York for us. Now, Marina, Palestine has won. What more can you tell us about the vote?
Well, first and foremost, this is a very historic day and a historic moment for Palestine. With its new elevated status as non-member observer state, Palestine will be able to join the International Criminal Court. This would allow Palestine to press for investigations into Israel's practices in the occupied territories. It would also be able to also join UN agencies. Now, the U.S. has been campaigning fearlessly to avoid this type of contentious vote that took place within the UN General Assembly. But even at least 15 European countries supported Palestine's UN bid. The draft resolution, which received the majority of support within the General Assembly. It should be noted that the Israeli ambassador to the UN, Ron Prosner, did address the General Assembly, saying that the resolution that was put forth is very one-sided. It does not advance peace and it pushes peace backwards. The Israeli representative said that the only way peace can be cemented is through direct negotiations between Palestine and Israel. Now, clearly, this changes the dynamic very much so within the UN General Assembly. While Palestine is not considered, does not have a full membership at the United Nations, having this non-member observer status is extremely symbolic and does show, at the end of the day, where the international community does stand on this issue.
All right. Thanks, Marina. Now, Paula, how has Israel taken the news of this vote so far?
Well, when the Israeli ambassador to the United Nations, Ron Prosner, put forward his address to the United Nations General Assembly, he was essentially representing what has been and continues to be the Israeli point of view. He said that the Palestinian leadership made a mistake in making this bid in the first place. He said that the resolution was one-sided and it did not in any way address the security concerns that the State of Israel has. He also said that it would push the peace process further backwards rather than move it forwards. And this is a view that we've heard repeatedly from the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. He says that the only way forward for a two-state solution is for there to be direct negotiations at the negotiating table between Israelis and Palestinians, and that there cannot be any declaration of a state without first having these negotiations for a long-lasting peace. Now, we have heard more radical calls for sanctions. We certainly have heard earlier this week from the Israeli Foreign Minister Avigdor Lieberman, who says that there needs to be an extreme reaction to the Palestinians if indeed they go ahead with this bid. Certainly, though, in the recent days and in the recent hours, there has been a toned down Israeli reaction, certainly as they sensed that the bid was going to go the direction of the Palestinians. We know also that the Israelis have been scared of making any kind of statements that could be used against them in the future. But at the moment in Israel, the reaction is muted. It was very much expected that the bid would go in this direction.
All right. Now, Harry, you are in Gaza as we speak. What's the mood there on the ground at the moment? And do you think that this bid will actually change anything on the ground?
Well, Gazans are absolutely jubilant about this result. They're chanting supportive notions for the Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas, Abu Mazen, commonly known by this name here in Gaza. Palestinians in Gaza are not particularly interested in whether or not this will change anything on the ground in Gaza, particularly, but in the West Bank with the illegal settlements being built there, this colonization project is how Gazans and Palestinians see it widely. They are hoping that that will be withdrawn and that will be rolled back as a result of this more increased legal clout that will be affected by this increased status.
All right. Thank you very much. We have Marina Portnaya, Paula Sleer, and Harry Fear. Thank you for being with us. Let's move on now, sticking more with